G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today I am super pumped because we've got a video that I've never really done before. We're going to be checking out the SKY03s, and hold on, I know you're going to be saying, Stuart, we've already seen that. What's going on? A bit of deja vu, and good sirs and lasses, you would be correct because 6 months ago from SKYZONE, they make some great goggles, but they released this monstrosity here. This is what we had to say about it.
Oh, they're not very comfortable. That is really uncomfortable.
Light leakage or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a fair bit. We're sticking to my on-ways for sure.
I'm not liking these as much as my Fat Sharks. I'm having problems focusing.
It was blurry when you're trying to have to move your eyes around. Couldn't get the whole thing in focus. If I can't focus on it and I guess it doesn't fit correctly, it's not going to be the goggle for me. And we weren't very big fans of that thing at all. But now what they did a product recall and we've got their new set, and I'm pretty excited because they've done some very different things in here. Now this video, it's a little bit different. We're not going to be sticking on the bench. I'm quickly going to go through some of the specs. If you want to go watch the original video, a little card should pop up here, but I'm just going to go through the specs that are different because a lot of the internals, all that sort of stuff almost is the same, I'm going to say, as what's in here. But some of the differences actually are. I didn't like the faceplate on this one. It didn't fit your face very well. They have changed the faceplate, and the other part, I couldn't focus on the optics. I'm very happy. Hats off to SKYZONE. They went back to the drawing board. They changed the optics in here. So now that, you know, SKYZONE was really killing it with the Sky 2s, and then they released this thing, they sort of fell off the mark, but now they're back with the Sky 03s, the updated version, and I am very, very happy. Now, one other part I want to say, this is real innovation. You might be saying, Stuart, that's just a piece of plastic. You are absolutely correct. What this is, and look, I had to print my version out. I'm not sure if it's the original file or if it's going to change or anything like that, but when they're shipping these out, well, this is what I hear anyway, they're going to be shipping with some of these pieces of plastic, and even though they've changed the faceplate as it is, what this actually can do, you put it inside here with your goggle, and you can change your faceplate. You know, you can make it thicker. You know, it's going to start off wide, and you can make it thinner and thinner so it fits your face perfectly. And I'm going to say, Fat Shark, on-ways, all you goggle people out there, you need to start shipping things. Think about your goggles as a modular experience. You know, we've got in like the Fat Sharks, those modules you can put in for your receivers. Why don't we make it so we can actually just adapt our faceplates with some little pieces like this? It's so simple, but it's such a brilliant idea. So that is innovation. You know, a 2-cent piece of plastic. Why hasn't this been done before? Anyway, that's enough rambling here in the studio. What I want to do, I want to jump out to the field and show you now why SKYZONE really went back to the drawing board, and I'm very impressed with their goggles. So let's cut out to the field, fly it around, I'll show you my first impressions, Grumpy Trev's, Crash Test Cal, and then we'll wrap it up at the end. So let's do it. Go have some fun in 3, 2, 1. Rightio, out here in the field, let's do it. Check out SKYZONE's new, the V3s, V2, whatever, their upgraded version of the V2s. They're meant to fix some things like some light leakage, and most of all, they need to fix that screen up. So that's what we're going to test out. We're going to fly them around, see how they go, show you some DVR, and also we'll hand them over to Grumpy Trev and see what he thinks as well, because SKYZONE in the past have made some great goggles. These ones, they must have hurt, they must have bled, because they had some really cool tech in here, but if you can't see, you can't fly. But these ones, hopefully they've rectified some of those issues. So let's do it, put it up and see, have they made the right changes? Alrighty. So put these on, see if we get any light leakage, because that was an issue last time. And I am getting a little bit actually, and I'm sure it's because of this white plastic, and that was a problem like last time, but I don't think it's as bad as the old school ones that they used to have. So they have improved it a little bit. All right, let's get it on my channel and go for a fly. At least it's very quick to cycle through, and it is a very nice big bright screen. Still a little bit out of focus, not as bad as the old ones. It is easier to see the screen. All right, let's start some DVR and then get on with it. Quad is arming, that's always a positive. All right, one thing I do like is once you're taken off, all the information that's displayed on the screen disappears, so that's nice. I've got to say, that light leakage I was talking about, once you're focused on the screen, it does disappear, so there's no worries about that, and the reception is pretty good as well. We're going quite a way away, not having any issues. They do feel sort of the same comfort for me as Fat Shark, so I don't think they're as comfortable as on-ways, but that's probably because they're a little bit heavier as well. Now I guess for me, the main part I really want to stress is these optics. I am having a much easier time focusing on these than I had with the old school V3. So I really need to distinguish a name there. But the old version, I definitely had some issues, and all the reviews, no one could focus on them. These ones, they seem to have alleviated that quite a bit. Look, it's not perfect. I am getting some blurring around the edges, probably comparable to the HD V2s, the Fat Sharks, but overall it is a significant, you know, step forward. So much better. It's also a very, very clear screen, I should say as well. A great big field of view. 4x3, and I'm really happy that this goggle's out here because I was quite gutted when these came out because I'm all about competition. You know, we got Fat Sharks, the old SKYZONEs used to be good, sorry, the V2s used to be good, the black ones, and then the V3s were a bit of a letdown, and I really felt for SKYZONE because it was important that we have these players on the market. But I've got to take my hat off to them by listening to us, you know, criticize the goggle. They stepped it up, they went back to the drawing board a little bit and rectified some of these issues because they were a good goggle. They just had issues with their screens, and I feel like I'm happy to say that that seems to have changed in this issue. They've listened and it is much, much nicer to fly around. A very clear image actually, I'm really liking this. And especially if you get something like a nice camera like I've got here on the Batman, it's very, very clear. And of course, SKYZONEs are probably the most feature-packed goggle. Like, they have a lot of different functions, which you would have seen the first time I ever reviewed that. Not too much just changed from that. They've still got all that functionality, but they've just improved the screen. So yep, hats off SKYZONE. I think you've done a good job with this one. Anyway, what we should do, let's hand over to Grumpy Trev and see what he thinks. You've got the old pair currently on, just as a little bit of a reminder, a bit of a squiz.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I mean, I remember these were so bloody uncomfortable. It was very hard to get them into the right position on your head to see the whole screen.
All right, ready for the new version?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, straight away, they are comfortable. Well, are they as comfortable as your Onways?
Yeah, I reckon they are.
Do you?
Okay.
Oh, these, now, honestly, I'm surprised now because they're great. These guys have listened. These are really comfortable now. I can see the screen, the pupil adjustment's really good.
Is it easier to focus than the last ones?
Oh, it's focused. Don't worry about easy to focus. It is focused. That's just adjusting the. Yeah, that's good. Oh, fly with these.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, I like everything about these already.
Here's your. Are you going to sit down?
Yeah, I'll sit down. You don't even have to move. Oh, these are straight on my head. The other ones you had to move and so you can see the whole screen. The screen looks different too. Like, I don't know what they've done, but look, I'm a fair way out. The reception's very good. I tell you what, geez, these ain't going to give the Onways a bit of a run, I think.
Well, they're a bit more expensive though.
Well, maybe they're not then. They're.
What about in terms of performance, do you mean?
Yeah, no, look, for comfort, they're nice. The screen's nice and clear. Oh, look, I could easily, these are comfortable. I feel confident I could fly. Well, I am flying. I'd be happy to change to these. Absolutely. Very, very nice. Comfortable, clear. I really like the screen on these. Oh, look, they are comfortable.
Do you think they've done a good job, gone back to the drawing board and
look,
I guess listen to what
absolutely
people said?
10 out of 10. These guys have listened. They've done a great job of these. Look, and you probably just, obviously you just seen, I tried the other ones on there. The other ones I wouldn't give you 2 bob for, but I reckon they were crap because they're so bloody uncomfortable on your face that you couldn't fly with them all day. These, there's no pressure on me or anything. They're just nice. I'll take it out of fairway here, check reception. Yeah, brilliant.
Trevor's out behind those trees.
No dropouts. I'm going behind the trees. Oh, yeah, I love them. They're really good.
What's your Grumpy Trev rating out of 10?
Look, these are certainly up there. I'd give these ones a 9. They're not quite a 10, but I really do like them. I think the price-wise, about a 7. I still do like the Onways, but I could fly with these. I wouldn't have a problem at all, and I do really like these.
All right, nice. Thanks, Trevor. I'll let you land.
Look at that, perfect landing. Yeah, oh look.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, well, look, they've done a great job.
I think, to be honest, this is what companies should do first time around. They should make these goggles, send them out, save them the heartbreak if they don't get it right, then they can sort of get it right for the mass-produced model, and I think what they've done is good. But yeah.
Honestly, I think the menu system's really nice in these two. They've got a switch on them, which is great. All goggles need that. Look, they've listened, they've done a great job, and look, I do reckon they're good value now. Like I said, they're comfortable, and they were very comfortable for me. And I've got a big buff head, so anyone's got a buff head like me, yeah, they're great. And I didn't have any light leakage at all. So
did you notice any of the light through the white plastic?
No, I didn't. I actually did not notice that at all. I had another look. No, I'm not getting any. So maybe they fit my head better. I've got a bigger brain than you, Stu, so they certainly...
you just got more hot air in there, mate.
Really good, yeah.
All right, nice. No. Thanks, Trev. Okie dokie, CTC, we're out in the field. You went with Trevor and myself the other day, but now you're here with the new SKYZONE, the Sky03 0.1s, or the updated version. But you've just been mucking around. We've got the old pair down there. You just had a bit of a refresher. And what didn't you like about that old pair?
Well, I couldn't get 100% focus, which was an issue for my eyes, because I found that the screens themselves seemed to be a little bit too large for the lenses that they had in there, because they had very blurred edges. You couldn't get the entire screen into your field of view. The way they fitted on my face was very much an issue as well. So it looks like they've done something with the face plate. I can feel that immediately, so they're nowhere near as uncomfortable as they were.
All right, ready to put them on and do a few packs?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okie dokie, are you going to sit down?
I think I will sit. Okay, just getting used to turning them on.
Do you like the idea of being able to hold in that power button?
Well, I could get used to it. It's a bit of a pain, really.
Would you prefer it if it was just a one press?
Yeah, I would, for sure. But, you know, it's better than not having a power button, I guess. Immediately they feel a lot better on my face. They're not pinching into the top of my nose as much as the last ones. And it felt like the old version were very much like they were designed for Brock Lesnar's head or something. They were really...
I don't know who that is. I'll find it. I'll put a picture on the screen anyway.
Yeah, so these feel like they're much more better suited to my face. And from what I understand, they have some 3D imprints you were telling me about, Stu.
I would have talked about that, but yeah, you can get some extra bits that you can slide in the side, which I think is a nice little touch.
Okay, before I take off too, I will say that the image is a lot better. It's clearer. I'm at 100% focus now, so that's one thing that's noticeably better straight off the bat. And I can see the entire screen through the lenses that they've got here. So I don't know exactly what they've done to change the optics, whether they've changed the monitor or the lenses themselves or both, but it's definitely much improved on the last version for sure. I have still got a little bit of blurring on the sides, and but it's not much to speak of. I wouldn't even say it's as bad as my Fat Shark HD2s. So that's quite fine. I'm just going to go for a fly and get a sense of the colours and the contrast and the change in imageries. Alright, I will also say that I am getting a little bit of light leak, but it's not an issue. Not like the last set. Yeah, these are putting up quite a usable image. I would say that these are comparable to my HD2s, my Fat Shark Dominators. I would say they're probably a little bit clearer.
Than your HD2s?
Yeah, the screen is about the same size, it feels like. I'm not sure what is it a 42? Quite a big screen. I'm getting quite a lot of definition. Although if I really concentrate, I can just barely see the pixels, but not much to speak of.
Is it as clear as the HDV? Sorry, what about versus the Fat? Because these are quite expensive.
All right.
You know, they're almost as expensive as the HDOs. So which is clearer out of those two?
The HDOs. Nothing, as far as I know, really compares to the HDOs in terms of screen clarity and the way it displays the colours and contrast and brightness. It seems to be just superior to everything else. So yeah, I think the HDOs are a better goggle. But having said that, there's nothing wrong with these. This is the kind of image that most of us are actually used to and have been flying with for the last 2 or 3 years. So
what do you think about how SKYZONE went back to the drawing board and sort of redesigned the goggles and fixed up a lot of things people didn't like?
I think that was a good thing. I think that was a smart thing to do, because they were so close with getting the first pair right. It only needed a few minor amendments to get a really good workable goggle onto the market, and that's what they did with this, I think. So definitely an improvement on the last one. Look, and obviously the Fat Shark HDOs aren't for everybody. People aren't going to want to shell out a huge amount of money, then have to go out and buy modules on top of that. So that's one thing that this does offer an advantage to the Fat Sharks. You know, you're not going to have to worry about receiver modules, and the modules that they've got built into these seem to do a really great job.
Are you getting any dropouts?
It seems to be pretty good reception, on par with everything else we pretty much use, like the Amways and that. So there's nothing bad about the reception of these receivers, which is all I'm trying to say.
Alrighty, Cal, final thoughts?
Final thoughts is that, look, SKYZONE listened to us. They went back to the drawing board. They made the necessary modifications to make these a good usable goggle. I can see the differences in the faceplate. It's going to accommodate a nose like mine a lot better than it did before, so that's one thing. In terms of comfort, they're not quite as comfortable as my Fat Sharks or probably Omways, but they're quite a comfortable goggle. I think most people will be fine with them. The price is, they're not a cheap goggle, but they are quality made. The plastics, all the quality of it is absolutely beautiful. So, and look, you get a couple of receivers in it. You're not going to have to go out and spend a lot more money just to go out and get these flying straight away. So that's one thing to consider. And you know, look, some of the modules that people are putting in their Fat Sharks these days can cost up to a couple of $100. So when you take all that into account, you know, you've got a solution that's ready to use straight out of the box. And look, I definitely consider these if you're in the market for the upper echelon goggles.
Would you pick them over Fat Sharks?
No.
Okay.
No. But look, I'm willing to pay a bit more and get that extra high definition, and I'm willing to shell out a little bit more for a decent module as well. But that's just me. Not everybody's in the same situation as I'm in. So you know, people are on different budgets and have different needs. So,
alright, I guess what's Cal's famous for words to sum up the new revision of the Sky03s?
Well done, SKYZONE.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Cal. Alrighty, so there it is. There's my review of the SKYZONE 03s, the new version. I've got to take my hat off to them, going back to the drawing board. That's what we want more companies to do. If we don't like it the first time, I really like how they've gone back, they've fixed it up, because, you know, I want more players in the market. Now we've got SKYZONEs, Omways, Ishiins, we've got the Falcons. There is so many out there now. It's not just monopolized by one company. So I am a huge fan. Well done, SKYZONE. Do I think these are sort of worth it for them? I like all the features in here. I am a very, very happy flyer with these goggles. They feel great on my face. I like the picture. But my one negative is the price. They're in a really, really hard place. You know, about that $440, $460, whatever it is. I'll link it down below. That price, you're getting very close to the HDOs. Now the HDOs, they do have to buy an external module in here, and I don't think you're just going to be getting one of those cheap modules. So that's what I like the HDOs for. If you want to put a rapid fire or some of those hours, or whenever a good receiver comes out that does make a difference, you've got that option in here. But it is such a similar price. When these are $500 and these are so close to it, I think a lot of people, they're probably going to be jumping on this one, because that is a lot of money. Or on the cheaper end, when you got things like the Omway V1s or the original, the Sky02s, well, that's a different ballpark as well. That is a much lower, I guess, entry level of goggles. So big differences in price. I think that's going to be the biggest issues for the new revised Sky03s. Now, before we end this video, this part is really important to a lot of goggle manufacturers out there. I want to say, I love this piece of plastic. Why can't we do this more? And look, I don't know if the final version, what it's going to be like, because I haven't seen that. This is just like, yes, a prototype print that they sent me. I don't know if it's going to be flexy, all that sort of stuff, but this is a genius idea. Let's get this thing so it can fit. You know, Fat Shark should be making it. Just a little plate you can clip in to change the curvature of your goggles. SKYZONE's, Omways, all goggles can do that, because imagine, then you can get the perfect fit. It doesn't matter if you've got your huge face or your skinny face, whatever's going on, you're going to have something that really snugs up to your face nice. So this, genius. Well done. I'm really, really happy with that. Anyway, what do you guys think? Drop your comments down below. Hats off to SKYZONE. You've done an awesome job. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying. Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.